Welcome back, everyone, to more from the Sableyes. I'm here today with Jordan. How's it going, Jordan?
Not too bad, thank you.
That's good, and today we have finally got access to cards on PTCGO, so we're going to be doing some gameplay for you today. I'm going to be playing BraixZard. The list is featured on the screen. We're going to put that down in the description for you. And Jordan, you're going to be playing... what are you going to be playing again? Remind me?
I'm playing Malamar, updated Malamar. Got a whole bunch of cards in the set that we're trying out today.
Exciting times. So yes, it's exciting for us as well because it's the first time that we've had our webcam on for PTCGO, so I'm very excited to see how that goes. Leave us some feedback if you like it, if you don't like it, whatever it is, it's up to you. And also, if you're interested, please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, following us on Facebook, on Twitter, at the Sableyes_YT and all that good stuff. But hey, we're all ready to go here, and it looks like I'm going to be going second, Jordan.
Yeah, I believe you're playing BraixZard, did you say?
Yes.
So I guess this is kind of ideal for both of us. You want to go second and I want to go first.
Perfect.
This is a matchup where it's actually kind of debatable in my opinion. I think like if I'm playing BraixZard and I know I'm versing Malamar, I would probably consider going first just so that Malamar doesn't get to go first. But you're not going to be too upset about going second here, especially when you open the Volcanion.
Yes,
exactly.
exactly.
I've got a fairly decent start myself. It's not super busted, but I'm not going to be complaining about it. I've got my Giratina with an attachment and 2 Inkays into play, which is pretty much exactly what I'm aiming to do pretty much every turn one. So yeah, hopefully it's going to be a pretty good set, because I think this is actually a really close matchup.
Yeah, it really easily could be. Obviously, I'm going to take knockouts every turn, but I do play those big tag team GXs. I've got the greens here to start off with. I'm probably going to grab myself a tag call. That seems like a solid choice. And I might also consider grabbing myself a Heat Factory as well, just because there's nothing else that I really need, and I kind of want to bump your shrines where I can. So I'm going to do that here, bump your shrine with Heat Factory. I'll play tag call, get myself a... oh, not that one, I want this one, a Reshiram Braixen and a Lana. I'll grab those two.
Yeah, I actually played this Charizard Braixen deck at a local winner box tournament that we featured on the channel recently, and I actually ended up winning the event with that deck, and I found myself every time I played greens, I almost always got tag call turn one, and usually I'd get like either Heat Factory or Fiery Flint or Giant Half one. There's like extra setup supporters if I already had a welder or I was using Flare Starter, and I actually played this matchup in round 1 of that tournament, played against Malamar. My opponent drew very, very poorly, so we didn't really get to have a good game. So hopefully we can kind of fix up that match and play a proper set this time.
Yeah, hopefully we can. And you'll have to excuse if you can hear it down the corner. My cat, you might be able to see her today. It's the first time that we've had webcams and she's been in the room, but she's down on the floor, just having a little bit of a scratch and having a good time. So excited to see how this one goes. I've had a pretty good start, but so have you. The key here is going to be, can you get that Inkay out of the active and some attachments, and I think it looks like you might be able to, especially with that Lily. Hopefully you miss the retreat.
Well, I certainly missed, so we're not going to get off the attack this turn, which is a little unfortunate. So it's going to be a little tough for me to get some early aggression this turn, but I'd say I'm still fairly happy with this start. I'm going to be a little bit of a weaker board, but as long as I start attacking before you get off those big 180 hits and start setting up your hand to be busted. I mean, you've already got what looks to be almost an 8-card hand, and you haven't even attacked with BraixZard yet, so I expect you're going to be able to make some pretty good plays for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked with what the game has given me. I'm thinking here, I reckon I might Acro Bike just to thin some cards. I kind of don't need that Fiery Flint now, so I'll get rid of that, and then we'll Acro Bike again. This is an interesting one. I think I'm just going to grab this card, though. I'll keep it a secret and discard the tag call.
Spicy.
Don't realistically need it. And then I'm going to play Green's Exploration. We'll have a look here. We'll probably grab a tag call and maybe start setting up for a bit later on. I'm not sure whether I want to take this as like a full-on healing matchup and just grab Great Potions and healing and stuff, or whether I want to start prepping myself for that big Jesse James turn, which you know, of course, is going to be coming.
Well, here's the good thing about your start this game. You're able to green opened Volcanion and BraixZard, you got away without having to play Water this game. So you get to Green's turn 1, you get to Green's turn 2, you get to attack turn 2 and search for 3 cards. So it feels like you can probably start both plays at this point. And you don't need to do either play like next turn. Like there's no way you're going to be Jesse Jamesy on like turn 3 to a 0-card hand. So you can eventually just build your hand up, and eventually you'll have all the cards you need to kind of stay in control of this matchup. So it's going to be pressure on me to kind of try and mitigate this.
Yeah, so I'm just going to grab those cards, just get them out of the deck, and then we are going to Brilliant Flare, and we'll do some more searching. Would I like to search my deck? Yes, I would. I'm going to grab that one, I'm going to grab that one, and I'm also going to get myself probably this one. Not that it's a big deal. Actually, no, probably. Let's just go with that one. That one seems like it might be reasonable.
These secret cards you're talking about, I don't know what they are.
Yeah, I know. It's exciting.
Yeah, it's actually quite a bit of a buff to what we originally thought about that card. We didn't know that it was an optional search, so you can actually fail the search when you're playing that card, which is actually a really big deal because little do we know this deck isn't playing like shuffle support at the moment, so you can very easily deck out if you're not being careful.
Yeah, exactly. But this Mimikyu that you've just put down, Jordan, that's is a really big card in this matchup, because not only are you going to be able to deal 180 damage to me, but you're also going to be able to search for 3 cards of your own, so I don't like that one bit.
Yep, it's pretty busted. I don't know if I'm going to go into it this turn. I certainly have the option to, but I think I'm kind of okay with content just going for the Giratina here, because he's got his spell tag. He's feeling pretty good.
Yeah,
I've got myself the second Inkay here, which is the main card I was looking for on this turn. And yeah, I think I'm happy to just go for a Shadow Impact here. Not going to do heaps of damage, but it's a respectable half hit.
Yeah, exactly. It's perfectly fine. Put your damage on yourself, because of course you will, and then the Shrine ticks, and we are away. Now I've got myself a couple of things I can do. I think I'm going to play down this Pheromosa.
It's kind of hard to see, but from my point of view, it looked like you started this turn with like 13 or 14 card hand. So I have a feeling
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah, 13. So I'm going to be able to heal. Going to be able to heal it all off. We've got Mallow and Lana here. We're going to do some healing. I'll get rid of a Fire Energy and I think a Welder, because I don't think that's going to come up. And we're going to retreat into Pheromosa. So that heals 120. Now I'm unlikely to be picked off by any of your Pokemon. You're going to do 180 with this Mimikyu, plus the 40 is 220, plus 10, 230 with the Shrine Tick.
Not going to be enough.
Does not make a knockout, so we are good to just retreat back in here and then do it again. Brilliant Flare.
Yep, that seems pretty good.
And yes, I would like to search my deck, thanks for asking. One of the bad things that the deck kind of has at the moment is that I'm really not going to be able to gust around your board because I need to use Great Catcher in order to switch, and I don't have the ability to do that. So I don't think that's going to come up, and I don't think that any of these are realistically going to come up either. I think I'm going to grab the Giant Hearth as well. Not that I have to tell you what it is, but I'm going to grab it just because I want to replace that Shrine at some point.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest kind of debates with this list at the moment is, do you play Custom Catcher or do you play Great Catcher?
Yeah.
Obviously, we've gone with Great Catcher at the moment just because there's a whole bunch of really cool cards we wanted to fit in the list, and I think as long as you've got access to 2 Gust effects, you're going to be okay. But yeah, you could very easily find yourself going for the Custom Catchers instead. If you're expecting like a fairly Malamar heavy metagame, then Custom Catcher seems like it's going to be a better call overall. And could end up being the case in this game. You could end up getting punished at some point for not playing Custom Catchers. But I think for the most part, you don't really care if you're gusting in this matchup because you're taking a prize every turn regardless of what happens. So I wouldn't be too worried about it most of the time.
Yeah, exactly. As long as I'm able to control the amount of damage that you're putting down, that's the key. I didn't actually do the maths correctly. I actually was 10 short. So I think I still survive, but...
Yeah, you do.
But it's going to be a little bit too close for comfort. I don't know if I'm going to be able to heal enough for it to be relevant next turn. I might be able to. We'll see.
Yeah, you definitely survive, but I think it's only 10 damage, so a little tight, but you know, it's fine. It's fine.
It's close.
The exciting thing here is I get to search my deck for 3 cards, so It's probably not going to matter, but I guess I get to waste whatever your reset stamps, which I'm guessing you'll have searched out at some point during this game.
Of course, I was aware that you were about to use Mimikyu, so I grabbed a reset stamp. No, it's not true. I just had one in my hand from before.
Both seem like very likely scenarios.
How lucky am I? Hey, Bucket, how you doing?
Oh, there we go. I've taken 3 cards that are going to be reset stamped away, but that's okay, because I've kind of got everything I need already.
Alright, now the cat's sitting behind me, so anything could happen here, just FYI.
How exciting.
So I'm going to lay down the Hearth. I've got 2 energy in the bin, so I'm going to discard 1 to grab 2 more from the deck. I'm also going to play Mallow and Lana, and we're going to discard 2 cards. I'm thinking probably this one, and, ooh, I don't know. Oh, this is a tough choice. I don't really want to get rid of any... Oh, well, there's a great catcher there. I'll get rid of that. That's useless.
You have like an 11-card hand. Surely you can find something that you don't need.
But they're all good cards, though, man. Like I'm
sure you'll be fine.
I want to keep them. Alright, we're going to retreat. We will Great Potion off some more damage. I don't need to realistically do... Oh, yeah, I think I need to do the second one now.
I think so too.
I'll do that, because otherwise you'll just kill me with a Giratina. And then I'll lay down another BraixZard with an energy, just so I'm ready to go, because there's not going to be a huge amount of stuff that I'm going to be able to do to follow up if I don't have a second attacker.
That's so weird, because usually if I see my opponent, I'm super happy. Like, that's a really good thing for me to see.
What was that, sorry, that you see? Because you kind of cut out for a second.
Yes. That happens sometimes. Yeah, when you reset stamp me before I've taken prize, that's usually super good for me. But when I've got that Mimikyu, it is kind of awkward getting stamped away. But definitely happy to know that you've wasted a stamp and I still get 6 cards.
Yeah, exactly. That's a big deal. I'm gonna grab this one as well. That seems like a good choice.
All right. So how much damage have you got? 230. So yeah, I guess I'll just chuck all 40 of it on the active. You're starting to run out of healing cards now, so you're not completely out, but you're close.
Yes, I am very close.
And I'm in a position now where I can almost knock you out once again, but almost knocking you out isn't knocking you out.
That's not enough, unfortunately, and that's the thing with this deck is that Malamar used to be able to copy BraixZard's or Reshiram's Flare Strike attack, which used to put it under a lot of pressure, but Charizard Braixen doesn't have that. So it's only ever realistically going to be able to do 180 in return that Mimikyu, or if you do run the Nihilego as well, it's only realistically going to be able to do that little bit of damage. So it'll be interesting to see how you approach it from here. I'm feeling really strong. I've got a Pokemon that's unlikely to be knocked out next turn. I'm 3 prizes in front. I've got all the resources in my hand that I need to potentially survive another turn. I'm feeling pretty good.
Well, yeah, I have access to the Mega Lopunny GX this turn. If I wanted to go into that, it would be doing 180 damage right now, which is actually still 10 damage away from taking the knockout. So I'm going to have to go into Giratina here, which is a little unfortunate. But I don't feel too bad. I think it's still going to be a pretty close game. I get to start putting some distortion or damage on the bench, which could eventually come up in the future.
That could come up.
And I think this is actually going to be the turn where I retaliate with a reset stamp of my own. Because it's going to be pretty hard for you to keep this BraixZard alive next turn, I would say. Especially since I'm stamping on the same turn I'm attacking.
Yeah, that's pretty strong.
Got quite a bit of damage on it.
That is pretty strong.
And importantly, it's the turn where you don't have access to a benched attacker right now. If I waited one more turn, you could have just welded to the bench BraixZard. But now I'm going to kind of force you to search for the cards to set you up on the next turn. So I'm kind of getting a free knockout almost, which is pretty big. I don't know if it'll be enough, but it's definitely the play I kind of need to make to put myself back in this game.
I think it's really strong in that you're going to probably be able to take the knockout here. I don't think there's a way that I can now heal enough to keep myself alive, but unfortunately for you, Jordan, I did happen to draw into a welder, so if I've got an energy or 2 in deck, I don't. I've actually discarded a lot of them. I kept them in my discard pile with the intention that I would use Fire Crystal to get them back, but that's okay. As long as and there's a Fire Crystal, beautiful. So as long as I get into that now, I should be A-okay.
I would have liked to have replaced the stadium as well. Obviously, if I had access to Shrine, I could have even taken the knockout with Mega Lopunny, but both my Shrines in the discard pile, I only have 1 stadium left, so, well, I tried, but at least I'll still probably be able to take this knockout. I don't think that's going to change.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think that I'm going to be able to get out of it here, but that's okay. We'll see what happens. I'll grab... actually, I might grab... Should I grab Faber? Because Surge isn't going to matter now. You're never going to be in front of me. You're just going to win before I lose. I don't think I need Green or... Welder's probably the smartest choice. I don't think the Faber realistically does anything apart from annoy your Jirachi. And then, yeah, we'll just Brilliant Flare. Take the knockout.
I guess Faber kind of acts as like a weak version of Lana O'Malley because it deal 40 damage by preventing a spell tag, but yeah, I think you'd almost always prefer to play just a Great Potion.
Yeah, exactly. Almost always. And yeah, I think that this is my play for this turn. I think I just grab this stuff and it's over to you.
Yep, seems fair. I'm happy I got this Recycle Energy fairly early in the game, so I haven't had to be relying on finding energy every turn, which has been pretty useful. There's nothing I really need to do this turn, because as we already mentioned, I've got Knockout on board, so I guess I'm just trying to set myself up for the future, and I'm guessing that you should just search your deck for a reset stamp of some kind. So,
I couldn't possibly say, Jordan. I couldn't possibly say.
Well, here's the thing. You either searched for it, or you already had it. One of those two things.
That's true, that's true.
Alright, I got the cards I really wanted, though, and that was the Fishing Rod, so I can find myself that Mimikyu back into deck and the Spell Tag.
That is pretty big.
End up coming up later on in the game, but for now I think
big.
All I really need to do is declare Shadow Impact, and I'm going to be pretty happy to do so.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Put this irrelevant damage on the Volcanion, which will never ever come up. And then I'm pretty much just going to retreat and attack here. That's pretty much all I have to do. I'm taking 3 prizes, so it's a pretty good turn for me. I feel like I'd be pretty confident if you were on 3 prizes right now, but I think you're like 1 prize too far ahead for me to feel like I'm in a position.
I think you're right. I think you're right in that I am just that little bit too far in front for things to be as meaningful as they could be. But Jordan, you know the deck, so you know exactly what is about to happen this turn to you. So
I do.
It's all based off of 6 cards you're looking at. You're looking at 6 cards.
I mean, I've still got my Jirachi on the board, so...
Well, yeah, the 6 cards is the top deck, and then the Jirachi for 5, so that's what you're going to be looking at. So we'll see how it goes. Alrighty, well, here's
you don't really need to heal this turn as well, so you can kind of prioritize your turn on this hand disruption. And you got to think, is there anything I can really do to retaliate this BraixZard? I'm going to have to stop you from taking a prize somehow next turn. Alright, does he have the Weezing or anything like that? I'm guessing he probably does.
It's literally right here.
I'll hold the Cynthia just in case.
You hold the Cynthia just in case. I think I'm gonna get rid of that one as well.
Goodbye, Cynthia.
Would I like my opponent to discard a card from their hand? Yes, I didn't realize that was an option.
Yeah, I was worried for a second that Weezing was bugged, so I was like, wait, why hasn't it discarded?
Hang on 1 second.
I mean, I could have just not played it, and we could have, like, pretended.
That's true. We could have pretended. Alright.
I guess the one good thing for me is I get to hold the Recycle Energy.
That is true. You do get to hang on to that. I'm going to grab those 3 cards. And I'm going to take a prize.
So realistically, I'm going to have to go into one of my tag team Pokemon this turn. So probably the Mega Lopunny, considering you just knocked out my my Espeon Deoxys with Jesse James. So yeah, we'll see what happens with this Stellar Wish. It's either going to put me back in the game or not. And it is apparently going to put me back in the game.
How do you have 2 cards in your hand? Didn't I discard you down?
One was a Recycle Energy and the other one was
right. Recycle. Fair enough. I was like, what is going on?
So... I think I'm actually going to Giant Half to discard the Recycle Energy because I've already got the 3 Psychic Recharges in play.
Yeah, that doesn't
so
really matter.
Just draw an extra card with the Lily I just found myself.
That's fair, that's fair.
Deck somewhere and draw 6 cards. Do I find Mega Lopunny or a way to search for it? It's pretty much the only card I need to find this turn. Alright, we got Pokemon. That Mimikyu that I put back in the deck is going to be helping out in not exactly the way I was expecting, but here he is.
It's still helpful.
Grabbing out my Mega Lopunny. And I don't believe there's any way in your deck for you to knock this out this turn. So I'm going to get at least 1 attack off of this thing. But the real question is, am I going to be okay to to like finish the game next turn, because I'm guessing you're going to be able to heal majority of this damage.
Well, I'm not actually sure how much I'm going to be able to get, because...
Yeah, I think you've used most of your healing cards this turn, so this could be like a small glimmer of hope for me. I think I might be able to just get there still. We'll have to wait and see in a second.
2 Mallow and Lana and 2, 2 Mallow and Lana and 2 Great Potion in the bin. So I only have the 1 Great Potion left. I'm not sure, actually, whether I'm going to be able to survive here. 120. Going to be able to heal 50.
Now, 120 is just a little bit lower than I'd like to do. If I was doing this turn, I feel like I'd be definitely in a super good position. But 120 is just shy of getting the 2-hit KO. You've got 130 HP left. I can't use anything like Shrine or Spell Tag with Mega Lopunny because my Shrine's already in the discard pile. So yeah, we're going to have to see if I can deal the final blow next turn.
Yeah, I'll be interested. This could be awkward. We're going to attach down here to Volcanion, and then I'm going to Brilliant Flare. No, I'm not going to search.
Alright, the fact that you declared Brilliant Flare, I think it's going to give me...
get the game?
Yeah, I think it's going to give me the opportunity to swing back with that Mimikyu I put back into deck. 180 is the perfect maths, Mitch. You were 10 damage away. Those 2 Distortion Doors that we were talking about earlier.
They were super relevant.
These aren't going to come up. And yeah, turns out it's exactly the perfect maths for Malamar to come back, and that's kind of what you expect. Is like Malamar is always going to be in the game as long as it's getting off some relevant attacks every turn. I don't think I had a chance to win without this Mimikyu though. So
no, it would have been really tough for you to come back if you didn't have access to it again. But hey, there you go. Manages to come back. Just shows the strength of Malamar there. I don't know if we're going to have enough time to go through another game, Jordan. We might just have to leave it at that. But that was a really good example of how these two decks play, because obviously Malamar has the opportunity to come back at any point, but Green's BraixZard is really strong at building those hands up. If I didn't have to use so many healing cards early on, then maybe I would have been able to get across the line. Or it comes down to a couple of things here or there in that matchup. It was actually really interesting.
Yeah, I feel like we probably don't even need to play any more games because that was almost a perfect representation of the matchup. Yeah, I think it's super even. The one thing that I think swung that game was the fact that when I stamped you, it kind of that was the turn where you weren't going to be playing Lana and Mallow for the first time that game because you were kind of accepting that your BraixZard was being knocked out. The fact that I stamped you stopped you from playing a supporter like Cynthia and Caitlyn to get that one extra Lana Mallow back.
Yeah, exactly. That was the key. That was the key.
I think if you get that one extra Lana Mallow back with the Cynthia Caitlyn, then it puts Malamar a bit too far behind. But yeah, that was a super cool game. I enjoyed that.
It certainly was. So if you like the BraixZard deck, it's up on the screen now. We'll have the list in the description for you, and we'll get the Mally list from you, Jordan, as well, and stick that down there too. But hey, thanks, Jordan, for playing this one with me.
Not a problem. I'll gladly play Malamar,
mate.
It's a pretty good deck for mine.
You're happy to play Malamar at any time. And thanks everyone for coming along. If you like the content, then consider subscribing. Click the sable eye that's in the middle of the screen. On the left-hand side, we've got some videos that YouTube thinks you'll like, and on the right, we have some more games from the Cosmic Eclipse format. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at @thesableeyes_YT, and we'll see you all next time for more from the Sable Eyes. Bye.